Are you trying to manifest a new job, a relationship, a heart-centered goal, and find yourself in a wrestling match with the universe? No matter how much you show up, you try, you do every single step, it does not seem or feel like the process is unfolding as it should, leaving you frustrated, disconnected, and overwhelmed. Well, today I'm going to share with you some simple tools around the law of detachment and how, when we can separate our heart-centered goal from our emotion, allows us to open up to the support of the universe, our guides and angels, and letting go might just be the secret to achieving your dreams. If you find yourself frustrated in your manifestation process, whether it be a job, a relationship, a heart-centered goal, and you keep finding yourself struggling in these same old patterns and ruts, leaving you feeling frustrated, disconnected, and overwhelmed, often this is the practice of the pause and the perfect time to bring in the law of detachment. Now, this can feel very counterintuitive to everything that we know about manifestation, because manifestation states that in order to co-create with the universe, we have to first use our conscious mind, what it is that we want, train our subconscious to be in support of that belief, use our imagination to water, bring texture and color and feeling and emotion, which ends up being the engine of our creation, so that then we can make decisions using our intuition and really have this beautiful universal dance in, like I said, co-creating with the universe. Now, often when we want something, we really want something, and it's fueled with our emotional bodies, we can get very caught up in how that is supposed to look like, the path that we're supposed to get there, and can leave us with blinders on, energetic blinders on, and leaving us in a spiritual wrestling match with the universe and ourselves. So today we're going to talk about the law of detachment and how this practice of surrendering our limited ego belief of what we think is the best outcome to our higher self that bring in a whole constellation of support of guides and angels, help to re-regulate our emotional selves and actually open up to possibilities that we could even imagine. So first, before I go any further, hi, I'm Sonia. I'm a fourth generation intuitive, and I teach you how to plug back into your innate divine self. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I'm so happy to have you. If you're returning, I love you. So happy you're part of a tribe. And real quick, I'm so excited. As of today, I am opening the doors for my summer course of Psychic University. This is a month-long live-led course. It's workshops, interactive homework group, where it's really about moving into a direct experience of your intuition, training that ego intellect to be in service, really not only helping us organize, make decisions. I mean, this is an in-depth masterclass university on how to use your intuition. So if you're interested, definitely check out the comment box below for all the info. I would love to see you there. So first, let's go back. Law of detachment. So, when I think about the law of detachment, it can feel, like I said, counterintuitive. We are taught that to manifest, it has to be our singular focus. But often, we are human beings. And the thing is our ego intellect, which is the part that organizes the world around us, that gets caught up in appearance and is very limited, can get very attached to how that manifestation, how that desire can show up. And when things don't go our way, don't go the way of our, human self, often that ends up feeding old belief systems, such as I can never get what it is that I want. I'm always frustrated. I'm never going to find my relationship. I will never find my job. I can't find my house. I can never achieve my goals, that end up not only implanting, but then reorganizing and even messing with our ability to trust, to surrender. The ego likes to believe that what it knows is all there is to know. And it loves to be in control. It loves to be in control. To be in the unknown, to be in the open, it really, really struggles. So first, when we're talking about the law of attachment, what we're really talking about is separating our human self, our egoic self, and our emotional self, that limited emotional self, from our specific goal. Often what I have found in manifesting is that as we're raising our vibration, we are creating new emotional patterns, new neural pathways that take time to cultivate. For example, if you have a belief that you're never supported, good way of telling the ego intellect, like say never, always, repeats over and over and over again. I'll never get a boyfriend. I'll never find a relationship. I'll never, and believes that. And then it's like, all right, I'm going to manifest a partner. And then with that same frame of mind goes looking for a relationship. That energy coupled with that grip, with that control of what it wants, ends up not only creating repellent energy, but puts blinders on us and really impedes us from what is our highest good. When we're talking about manifestation and really using our intuition, it's not just about what I know, but what is in my highest good, opening up to a whole new constellation, not only of support, but opportunities that we would never have thought of in the first place. So this is really about learning to trust and surrender to the process, which is not easy. Surrender, especially to our human selves, sounds, it immediately elicits going into like a battlefield and surrender with a white flag, right? Which we often equate to being in danger. No, surrendering is the act of turning things over. Turning it over to your higher self, turning it over to the universe, turning it over to your spirit guides, to your angels, to a bigger network of support. And as we practice surrendering, what I know isn't all there is to know. It's an act and a practice of faith. Faith is a muscle and is one that is important to also be tested. Blind faith without any even testing of that faith, any questioning, is not using our not only our critical thinking skills, but also messes with our discernment, which is an important and really beautiful, healthy way that our ego intellect supports our intuition. I always think of Mother Teresa wrote a bunch of letters about how she too struggled with her faith. And in that struggle, built even stronger faith. So this is that same principle. So when, first, it also reminds me of a client that I had. She called me a few years ago. She really wanted to manifest a partner more than anything in the world. She's like, I have done every single thing. I am just so want a partner. I want to get married. I want to have kids. I'm so sick of being single. I'm over it. I am manifesting. I've got my vision board. I've got my affirmations. I've got all these different things. And it's not working. I don't understand. What is wrong? What's wrong with the universe? Or what's wrong with me? And when we started to pay attention, first, we uncovered that it wasn't necessarily a partner, a boyfriend that she wanted, but support. And that she had a very narrow view of what relationship and partnership looked like. And so in that desire of her wanting to manifest so intensely, anytime that she went on a date with anyone, even on the first time, she was 15 steps ahead, thinking about getting married, thinking about them in relationship, buying a house, all of these things. And what happened is it blinded her to the person that's actually in front of her. Is this person a match? Are they worthy of my time, attention, energy? And also with that such a strong desire before even bringing herself back to present, created a repellent energy. It's like, because it could have been anyone. So in not manifesting her boyfriend in the timeline that in the way that she was practicing was actually protection from her higher self, because she would not have manifested the actual partnership that her heart desired. So we had to reorganize and recalibrate. First, in having that practice of surrender, having faith that if in this process that it doesn't have to look the way that her mind was telling her, that opened her up to a whole other constellation of support and strategies. And so instead, she still had that same desire, but having the practice of patience. And instead of being so attached that it then fed back into this insecurity, back into her own sense of self, her own sense of control, we used the practice of coming back to her spirit, turning things over, and practicing the pause that actually gave her tools for better emotional regulation, more self-awareness, and discernment. So then she started going on dates, meeting some different guys. And instead of, like the Dr. Seuss book, Are You My Mother? Started to just see who's in front of me. I trust that my partner will come up. And actually, funnily enough, instead of manifesting through the desire of that same portal of like, I'm going to go on a date and go on every single date to kiss my Prince Charming, she ended up actually being in line at the grocery store when she struck up a conversation with a gentleman behind her who ended up exchanging numbers. They went on a few dates and now they're moving in together. So manifestation achieved. And she said, Sonia, had I not been unattached, I would have 100 million% ended up in the wrong relationship. So where we can practice detaching, first, what is, as we say, our heartfelt desire? What is it that you truly want? Second, you can do your part. I show up to the process. I'm going to do my different part. Also, after that, I am going to surrender control. What I know is all there is to know. And I trust that if I do my part, I can believe that the universe will unfold as it should. Practicing detachment means that we have to be aware of our emotions, and not only our emotional self, but the beliefs that are tied underneath them, because our emotions feed our belief systems. And so the more that we can practice being in that liminal space of creation, the in-between, I've left one to another, and make friends with it, the more that we even bring in a whole new opportunities, new ways of showing up, ways for our intuition to guide us that we wouldn't have access to if we were so, I don't know. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you, and definitely come check out Psychic University, check out my Instagram page, check out my podcast with my family. So in detaching, park it in neutral. You can just be a clear channel. Let the emotions run through me. Emotions come in and out like waves, and they point to what it is that we value. There's no inherently good or bad emotion. And so if you're really struggling with this law of detachment, you're really struggling with your emotional self, ask yourself, what does this emotion tell me? What does this emotion tell me is important? If it's a job, maybe what it's telling me is that I need to feel productive. And I need to feel like I'm contributing in the world. That's something that's a value. It's a relationship, it's like where connection is important to me. And so we can find other pools to pull from as opposed to just putting it outside of ourselves. And as always, when you're struggling for help, ask your spirit for support and your spirit guides and angels for support, because they will show up. So I know all of a sudden I came up with my guides came in with that last one. Thank you, guides. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next week. Bye.